they going? They mentioned a mage and... a name?
So, Mr. Varka, are you acquainted with this Nicole? Or should I call her Mage N?
Not really. We've never met, though she has come up in conversation.
She's spoken in her head a couple times.
From what I've gathered, Alice kinda took Nicole under her wing. Taught her how to speak in a more ladylike fashion. That kind of thing.
Yeah. And it kind of sounds like she might have some connection to the angels. Hey, that's another question hasn't been answered. Is there a connection between the angels and the moon goddesses?
Huh. Hard to imagine Alice as an etiquette coach.
Yeah. Alice is a larger-than-life personality, I'll give you that. But then again, that's why she's able to draw such an eclectic mix of people into her inner circle. If I remember correctly, being an interesting person is actually one of her main entry requirements. So, if you ever wanted to join the Hexenzirkel, I'm sure you'd both be eligible to apply.
Hey! Don't go around making promises on Alice's behalf.
Yeah, she won't like that.
I wouldn't dare. I'm just trying to paint a picture of the Hexenzirkel for you.
Okay, sure. Anyway, since none of us have ever met Nicole, how are we supposed to find her? You can't just go up to every woman in sight and ask, "Hey, are you Nicole?"
I'm sure you'll know as soon as you see her.
Maybe something she's wearing will give it away? Like, a windbloom pinned to her chest or something.
Wait a minute. Alice never said Nicole was from Mondstadt.
Oh, true.
What about a tea set? I recall that each mage had their own cup.
That would be... this young lady, then?
Yeah, I think you can probably deduce pretty quickly that it's her. Oh, she has a pin, a Hexenzirkel pin.
Hey there. Sorry to disturb you, but are you Miss Nicole?
Varka, Knight of Boreas of the Knights of Favonius. Alice might have mentioned me before.
Yeah, in short, Alice told us to come looking for you.
Have we got the wrong person? Sorry. Well, this is awkward.
When I shook my head, I meant, no, Alice hasn't mentioned you before.
There we see. Yeah, so Nicole can't speak, but she does speak using telepathy. So that's what we're seeing here.
Huh? Where is this voice coming from?
My apologies. For certain reasons, I am unable to speak. This is the only way I can communicate with you. It might take some getting used to, but I hope you can understand.
You have a regular text box now.
Hey, it's fine. I'm more shocked by the fact that Alice never speaks about me.
Varka, it might mean that she has some more important things on her plate.
As for you two, we have crossed paths twice before, but it is nonetheless a pleasure to finally meet you.
Likewise.
It's really you. Thanks for all your guidance in the past.
I mean, it was very cryptic, but yes, thank you.
You're quite welcome. This time, things are different. We have reached the unwritten pages of the story. You might say that we stand at the crossroads of fate. Now then, allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is...
There we go, another Hexenzirkel title card. Nicole. The unappreciated... Definitely Alice gave her this title. The unappreciated master sculptor, the immortal literary giant, if only they'd write, and the silent angel, yet also the orator, the instant they utter a word, etc., etc. In summary, to remain silent is to be the observer of the world. Wow, so what I was describing with Alice earlier could also apply to Nicole. You're sort of the omniscient view of the story. The unappreciated master sculptor. Well, Skirk had a line that was about Nicole, and she talked about how Nicole probably just wants to focus on her sculpting. So that must be what she does most of the time. The immortal literary giant, if only they'd write. We learned in Official's Hexerai quest that we did before this, But we encountered Nicole in that one, and it sounds like she is the author of many books. Yeah, she just gets other people to write her ideas for her. Which is, hey, that's one way to do it. The Silent Angel. Guess that kind of confirms that she is an angel, because they don't just throw around words like that unless it actually means something. I think that confirms she actually is an angel, because the angels and the Seelies, they were once a great species that had fallen from grace. We met one of them as the Lord of the Night back in Natlan, so I guess you might also fit that description too.
No, stop! Alice! I can't believe it!
They're 100% gonna do a funny name card for Rhine-Daughter, because Alice would think it's the funniest thing.
I had a whole speech prepared. I'd agonized over every single word. She always picks the worst moments to ruin other people's plans.
I really like this idea that Alice can literally break the game and the fourth wall. That she literally makes the title cards appear on the screen. That's her job.
I'm so sorry about that. Alice took the liberty of devising some bespoke self-introduction magic for each member of the Hexen Circle.
Okay, 100% that's gonna happen when Rhine-Daughter appears. No matter how serious the situation is. And I imagine it could be quite serious when we meet her. We're gonna get a silly name card for Rhine-Daughter.
But I could have sworn I deleted all of the triggering conditions for it. How did it bypass everything? Oh gosh, this is so embarrassing.
Can you also break the fourth wall? I think you can also break the fourth wall. Both of you are like Neo in the Matrix. You guys can actually play around with the rules of this because you are aware you are in a video game.
This is a very different side of Nicole than what we're used to. Is she not used to face-to-face interactions?
I mean, the implications of being able to delete the triggers for title cards is quite something. This is the closest to Amphorius Tevat has gotten so far.
Don't worry about it. We've seen that introduction magic once already, so it wasn't too much of a
Yeah,
shock.
thankfully Alice graced us with her presence an hour ago, so this was not the first time we saw it.
Please go on, Miss Nicole. We'd love to hear what you have to say, or, well, communicate.
Huh? Are they talking to this lady? But...
Will you all promise
she not
to forget
hear?
that horrendously embarrassing introduction?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry? Embarrassing? When?
Among the words that hopped out just now, I saw angel. Thank you so much, Ether, for picking up on the same stuff as me.
Yes. My name is Nicole, and I am one of a very few angels who have retained both their preferred form and their power.
Wow, that makes you quite special indeed.
The Traveler and Paimon should be no strangers to this concept. There is another of our kind in Natlan. They call her the Lord of the Night.
Indeed, we did meet with the Lord of the Night.
Alright! Paimon remembers her!
But we've never seen her in person.
Yes. Well, I have retained more of my power than she. It's because I don't have a long-term duty to fulfill. To be more specific...
Poor Columbina. I surmise she cannot hear Nicole's telepathic voice.
No. We'll be here all day if I get into the specifics. Moving on. If I'm not mistaken, you are here because you wish to learn how one might reach the moon beyond the sky.
That's right. Is that something you can give us any guidance on?
Yes, I do know a way. It began with the Hyperboreans, who lived after the
Oh
war
my
of
gosh.
funerary flame.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Blank looks. Maybe I should start with the background of the war.
Yeah, that would be great. This is really awesome.
Or maybe not. It shouldn't be an issue. I'll fill in the gaps for you when we have more time. Anyway, after that war ended, the three moons retreated to beyond the false sky. The Hyperboreans were humans I once aided. They accepted the civilization and creations bestowed upon them by the angels.
I see.
But despite accepting many blessings of the angels, many among them still held on to their faith in the moons. They were reluctant to accept the new order, even after the War of Funerary
Aw.
Flame.
That's
They
so
sought
cute.
to contact the moon goddesses beyond the sky and receive their guidance.
But all three had passed away by that point.
This mage has a unique method of communicating. Is she talking about the moons?
This is like if you hear somebody else talking on the phone, but you can only hear the person that you're standing next to, not the other person on the end of the phone. And so you just hear your person be like, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. And you try to guess what the conversation is about. That's what poor Columbina has to do here.
Yes, but they did not know. And so, still they prayed for the moon goddess's mercy. After building titanic structures that consumed vast amounts of Kuvaki, at last they glimpsed the moons and heard their voices. But of course, they were gravely disappointed. For it was then that they realized the three moon goddesses were dead.
Oh, that's such a sad story.
Yeah.
It is. Humanity was in a very sorry state at that time. The angels who had once aided them were gone, and the War of Funerary Flames had left them homeless and destitute.
Just a second, I gotta ask. How relevant is all this history to the task at hand?
Quiet, Varka. I've been waiting for this lore for a really long time. I know you don't care about the history class, but...
Well, I mean, it's... Okay, it seems we've drifted into a relevant narrative waters.
No, that's fine. See, of all the players, like, I'm the most, like... As somebody myself who is always going off on tangents about the lore, I connect with this aspect of Nicole quite deeply and would like to hear more about what she has to say.
It's been a while since I've had the chance to speak inside someone's head. As soon as I got started, I lost control and the words just flowed out like a waterfall. What I'm trying to say is... Right, yes, that's it. The relevant part is the ritual
She's
created
blushing.
by the Hyperboreans.
She's like me for real, for real. Like, I will go off on some really long tangent. I've probably done that a few times in the last few episodes. I'll go off on some long tangent, and then I have to think to myself, what was the point? And then I'll be like, oh yeah, that was the point. And then I have to somehow bring that tangent back to the point I was trying to make. You might have noticed that a few times. She's just like me. I love her so much.
The fact that they bypassed the false sky and saw the true moons implies that they successfully built a connection between Tevat and the outside world.
Which would break the heavenly principles rules.
Which means, with enough Kuvaki and a sufficiently stable connection, it should be feasible to send one person over the border.
Okay, so they built some kind of portal?
Oh, yes. A portal. Yes.
I mean, it's more like a hole in the sky is what it sounds like.
Is something wrong? You sound disappointed.
I just didn't expect you to summarize it so well. It turns out I could have said all that in one word, if only I'd managed to think of it.
Dude, I relate to her so hard right now. This is... You know, what I love about this game is how relatable aspects of the certain characters can be, and how even characters that live lives very differently from you can still empathize with parts of their stories. But it's always exciting to see like that one or two characters that almost are like so perfectly like you in a certain way. And I feel like I'm seeing that in Nicole right now. I'm like, Dude, with the rambling and everything, it's like so real. Because for me, on these streams, this is basically like my I'm saying everything that I'm thinking, stream of consciousness kind of talking thing. And that's what Nicole is doing, talking with telepathy and just saying everything that she's thinking is being said. Like, she's just like me, for real.
No, please, it's fine. This is invaluable knowledge. I'll be sure to record and preserve everything in
Yes,
writing.
the lore of Hyperborea.
Oh, really? Well, in that case, I suppose I could backtrack and add some more detail. I did gloss over a few things so
Columbina.
far.
Yeah, we can talk about the details afterwards. We need to save Columbina first.
Whoa, 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 time out. Let's summarize what we've got first. The Hyperboreans were the last ones to use this method, right? So we somehow need to find whatever structure they built and make sure there's enough Kuvaki to power it up.
Let me guess, is it that giant pillar that's trying to reach the sky on the Hisi Island that we're standing like right next to?
Luckily, we have the moon marrow of both the eternal and iridescent moons, so we're all good for Kuvaki. Which means the key
need
issue we
Arlecchino
need to
to come
focus
back.
on is finding the place. Am I right so far?
Yes. Although I expect the structure is long gone by now. That said, what if we could take advantage of the phantoms to travel back to a time when it still existed?
Okay, that's an idea. But we haven't been able to interact with any of the phantoms so far.
Well, travel back isn't quite accurate. It's more like we'd be creating a handshake between 2 points in space-time.
Like us and Deirdith, this is what I
We
mean.
wouldn't even have to pick a time when it still existed. It could just be a time when it still appeared in phantom form via projection, or we could project our own phantoms, fold them together at...
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain that a little slower. But yes, whatever you say is the best course of action.
You look lost. Was that too hard to follow?
A tiny bit.
Yeah, things got a little, technical there. Paimon's brain is reaching capacity.
Alright, let me think about how to put this more simply. Okay, got it. Over the next few days, I'll search for phantoms that we can use. Once I find one that meets the criteria, I'll let you know and we'll regroup. By completing certain rituals, specific
Columbina.
individuals will be able to enter the
love how
fountain
she's just
and make
pacing
it to
around
the
and chasing
Hyperborean
animals.
structure. If everything checks out and it looks feasible, we'll just need to wait for Moon Prayer Night, and we can send the Moon Goddess back home. I'm really skimping on the detail here. Is this making any sense at all?
Something like that.
I think so. For now, we'll just wait to hear from you.
Yes? Basically, yes.
Great. Counting on you. In the meantime, we'll focus on finding the moon goddess's name.
My name? Are they looking for a way to stop me from disappearing?
Yes, of course, Columbina. Or, well, that's the thing, we're trying to find your real name. But of course, we're trying to save you.
Excuse me, Miss...
Go on, Miss Nicole.
This conversation was a little all over the place. I didn't catch your name.
I am Lauma, of the Frost Moon Scions.
Ah, I did wonder. I noticed that you listened very intently when I spoke about Hyperborea and the moon's history. If you'd be interested, I'd love to visit you this evening and go through it again in greater detail.
Yes, 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 please do that, and then we will read whatever books Llama records.
Also, if you were serious about making a record, it would be too risky to simply write down the raw details as is. I would suggest some tweaks. Maybe rewrite the stories as fairy tales or fables, perhaps even prayers.
No?
Anyway, we can cross that bridge when we come to it. So, see you later then? Oh, and no need to prepare anything. Just a cup of tea will do.
Indeed, she is quite different from the more mysterious voice that we heard the last couple times we heard from her. Definitely a lot more awkward in person when she seemed all cool and mysterious before when we couldn't see her face.
See ya!
See ya!
She seems friendly. It's just...
It's so nice to find someone who's actually willing to listen. I've been dying for a chance to finally go through all this systematically from start to finish.
Oh,
Any
crap back
longer and
there.
I'd probably start forgetting it.
Now Paimon gets why Alice told us to mind our heads.
What did I tell you? A lot of quirky people in Alice's orbit.
Yeah.
Now then, the next order of business is, where do we start looking for the moon goddess's name?
I was hoping one of you guys would know.
Maybe the rest of what Nicole has to say might give us some clues.
Once I've heard her out, I'll summarize the salient points and share them with you all. I'm also inclined to review our other documents. Yes, our faith was first established by our Hyperborean ancestors.
But it sounds like at one point the Hyperboreans branched between the ones that believed in the moon goddesses and the angels. Right, did the angels have... I know, this is what I mean, we gotta review that Enkanomiya book. Did the angels have more to do with the heavenly principles than the moon goddesses? But either way, somehow, the Frostmoon Scions are the descendants of Hyperborea, so somehow that group of them that still believed in the moon goddesses persisted even after the devastating realization that they were no longer with us. The moon goddesses, I mean.
But many of the more factually accurate records are from after Kuthar's birth.
I have a hunch that the Fatui might know something too.
Sounds like we're gonna follow Columbina's journey through Devat, huh? In that case, we'll start by heading to the Frostmoon Enclave.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. Take this with you. I'll see about getting in touch with the Fatui. It'll probably just be Arlecchino and Sandroni again. They're the only ones who would want to help.
Yeah, we don't want Dottoro's help anyway.
Thank you, Mr. Varka.
Right, he's the one who
Don't
probably
mention it.
mostly was sending
Honestly,
all
I'm
the
more comfortable dealing with
Fatui
the
guys
Fatui
who
than
were
prying into
bullying
the details of a young lady's
all of our
childhood.
friends.
Catch you later.
Dottore is probably the one who sent all the mean Fatui to go harass everybody anyway. We don't want anything to do with him.
I should follow them, just in case there's some way that I can help.
Aww. By following us, she's not getting, I guess, to enjoy walking around and seeing the last few sights she might ever see. That really means that she has faith that we're gonna be able to solve this. That by helping us out, we're gonna be able to make this work.
A while ago, I took the time to organize all
I like
documents
Columbina
in
just
our
floating
possession
around.
that pertain to Kuthar. What you see here is the material I consider reliable.
Okay.
Hmm?
You're saying there's unreliable material too?
Yes, most of the information we have was transmitted through an oral tradition. Inevitably, some of her stories were mythologized and deified over the years through countless retellings. That's why I organized them into reliable and unreliable. There's no sense seeking answers in history unless we can ensure the veracity of the historical record.
Unless you know that they're fictional stories and tell them as such. But yes, indeed, if they are not accurate to history, then they should not be passed off as history.
Makes sense. Alright, let's take a look through.
Clear and concise would be one way to describe the writing style of these historical records, but you could just as easily describe them as terse and dry. And since Loma already knows the material like the back of her hand, the quest to find any new information in these texts is tough going.
Almost all these records refer to Kutar instead of Columbina. Although neither of those is her real name. Paimon's not sure what point she's trying to make.
What we can gather from these records is that the Frostmoon Scions worshipped her as a god, placing impossible expectations upon her.
Yes, but we already know this.
I cannot fault them for their earnest faith, but for all their devotion, worshipping her day in, day out changed nothing. I imagine that none of it resonated with Columbina. It wouldn't surprise me if, even back then, she had already begun to reject the name Kutar and everything it represented.
Lama speaks the truth.
Yeah.
When I heard them call upon Kutar with hope and expectation in their voices, they may as well have been calling upon somebody else.
Yeah. They never saw her for who she was, only who she hoped they could be for them. When you were organizing these texts, what criteria did you use?
Well, that's a bit complicated. I looked at the level of detail, perceived authenticity, prose style, and how realistic their portrayal of Kutar seemed to be. Amongst the Frostmoon Scions of today, only I know of her existence, and I alone have spoken to her face to face. As such, I know that there are certain things she simply would never do. That being said, I have sensed some changes in her lately.
Changes? Me?
Oh, seems like this is getting us nowhere. For what it's worth, why don't we check the unreliable sources too?
You know, it can't hurt.
Sure. Give me a
At
moment.
this point. That's it. I love how she's not stationary. Like, she's just wandering around watching us work.
Exerting but a fraction of her divine might, Kutar sheared a great mass from the snow-capped mountain and cast it into the sea, upon whose surface shone the mirror image of the moon. Thus was formed the island of Hisi.
Yeah, that definitely sounds fake. Okay, that reminds me of something else, though. Lama and others here in Nod-Krai told us that the Fatui pulled down the moon fragments from the hole that was in the sky. The eternal moon fragments, they pulled them down. One landed on Hisi Island and the other on Paha Isle. And then they very quickly built like their Death Star, Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau, on top of one moon fragment. So where's the one on Hisi Island? I'm assuming they don't mean the Eternal Moon Marrow. It sounds like that has been here for longer. Where is the moon fragment that's supposed to be here?
Yeah, right. That doesn't even begin to pass the sniff test. The 3 moons are not but lies through and through. Only one moon has ever shone for us, and Kutar is her name.
That actually sounds quite contradictory with the belief system of the Frostmoon Scions. The subjectivity is strong in this one.
The vast majority of ancient texts are filled with fanciful tales like these. I trust you understand my criteria a little better now. Kutar did not speak, merely gazing into the distance in silence. And where her gaze landed, this was her prophecy. Clearly, whoever wrote this text never even met Kutar. Otherwise, they'd know that her eyes are always closed.
True.
What about you, Traveler? What are you reading?
Seems like a collection of anecdotes.
Come on, let Paimon see.
Okay.
The child wished to build a wooden nest with which to shield a fledgling bird from the cold. But being so young and lacking in strength, the child could not snap the branches from the trees. Kutar was passing by. Upon seeing the child, she summoned forth the Kuhenki, who built a beautiful nest for the child.
I remember that.
Oh, that one was real.
Not knowing the meaning of Kutar's divine intervention, the child dared not to respond, and thus ran home to call their parents. But Kutar was gone.
Aww.
The Moon Chanter declared the event a miracle and took the nest as a relic, placing it on high for all to see. The child was named as one favored by the goddess, and was greatly respected amongst the people. Yet, no further miracles were bestowed, and this matter was forgotten in but a few years. Huh. Any thoughts after reading that?
If it's true, it gives off a somewhat lonesome feeling. Yeah, out of all of the quote-unquote unreliable texts, this one does indeed line up most with what we know about Columbina.
Yeah. Columbina probably just wanted to join the kid in making nests.
Ah. I'd originally considered this a fabrication, because Kutar did not perform any similar actions in subsequent records. But now that I think about it does seem like something Columbina would do. It's just that
She didn't know how other people would interpret her actions. She was probably worried about making things difficult for people. And so, she gradually stopped joining in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh. Oh, the nest. Do you think that's the same nest she built all those years ago?
And now, I can make no such gestures of warmth, even if I want to.
Aww. Her story is so sad. Never been able to be herself. Worshipped by others in the Frostmoon Scions and Fatui as what they want her to be, and never for who she actually is. Never able to interact with the world like a normal person, for all fear her or don't know what to make of her. And now she's finally found friends that are willing to embrace her like a family. She's now fading away before she can even enjoy one last peaceful and happy night together.
Still no name. That's a bit of a shame.
Walking all the way back.
But we did learn some interesting stories. That's gotta count for something. Barca said he was gonna set up a meeting with Arlecchino and Sandrone, right? Let's go back to Nashi Town and see how he's doing.
Yeah, I see Durin. Don't die either.
Let's see. There's Barca. Oh, and it's Durin and Albedo too.
Hello. Talk about coincidences. We meet again.
Yeah, this is pretty much the same place we bumped into each other last time.
I convinced them to stick around a little longer. We were all waiting on people, so I figured having a little company would help pass the time.
Yeah.
Ah, so you've been waiting for us? Does this mean that you've already arranged things with the Fatui?
Sure does. Now you're back, we can go meet up with them together. How'd your investigation of the Frostmoon Enclave go?
Not that good.
Well, we didn't find out Columbina's true name. But apart from that, it went pretty well.
We learned some stories from her early days. Yeah, that's true. But those stories really just seem to confirm what we know about the tragedy of her life.
Aha, just as well that I didn't tag along then. I'm sure our moon goddess wouldn't want every man and his dog knowing all about her private life. Still, desperate
True.
times, desperate measures, I guess. Someone had to do it.
I don't think she would mind us and Lauma as much as Barca.
So, Barca was waiting on us, but what about you two? Are you waiting for Alice?
Yeah, we met with her already. She said she was gonna meet with you. Did you guys do that?
Oh, no. We already met with her.
Yeah.
We discussed that experiment I mentioned to you last time. Oh, and she also handed me this communication device.
Oh, this looks familiar. I'm sure I saw one of those back on the Golden Apple Archipelago. Thank you for referencing the Golden Apple Archipelago.
That's right. I understand she informed you about the relationship between the phantom phenomena and Tevat's borders, yes? She wants me to help her with some more experiments on that front.
Interesting. Experiments such as?
She said that she'll contact me through this device with more information.
I like how she has cell phones.
Ah, I see. Following instructions and making observations. Pretty common research method. Takes me right back to Albedo's lab.
Wait, then who exactly are you meeting?
Someone you know. Albedo's met him too. But I don't think Miss Lauma or the Grand Master have been introduced.
Wait, could it be?
Introductions are
Yes!
overrated.
Yes,
Especially in cases like this.
Yes. I was like, could it be? And the answer is yes, it can be. Oh, the dynamic duo of Wonder and Durin have been reunited at last.
It's you!
So, it's not like the academia has prohibitions against going abroad. Also, I applied for leave.
Yeah, it's been like 3 years. You got your degree yet?
I've been writing to Hat Guy since obtaining a human form. I've already brought him up to speed on everything that's been going on in Nod-Krai.
Hat guy. Oh my gosh, we finally have Wanderer here. Wanderer makes his long-awaited return to the main storyline after spending lots and lots of time on the outskirts with all his fun adventures trying to get his master's degree or whatever he's doing. And journeying across Sumeru with little Durin, who is now Big Durin.
Hat guy.
It's a long story.
Turns out, I actually have heard that name before.
From whom?
Oh? Then why did you react the same way I did?
I only knew the name, not the fella. But since we're all here, let's do some introductions for what it's worth. I'm Varka, Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius.
This is so surreal. This is so surreal. This is... Just think about in the old days, you know, Scaramouche messing with everybody, the unreconciled stars of it. Compared to now, oh yeah, I've heard of Hat Guy.
Lauma, Moon Chanter of the Frost Moon Scions.
And I'm a Drioche from the Vahumana Darshan of the Sumeru Academia. Hat guy.
He's so sad. He's so sad that... We missed you, Hat Guy. Once again. It's almost 3 years, basically, to the day when Wanderer was erased from Irminsul and then became Wanderer. That whole long story, full of its twists and turns and emotional trauma. And I still remember after that story being left with the empty feeling that even though everything was resolved in the end, it felt so empty for this character to now be disconnected from the world. He has this clean slate, but that means like he basically is starting from this. Well, as you've noticed, one thing I talk about a lot is just like the connections between all the characters and the friendships they make. And suddenly he has lost all of that now. I mean, not that it was really good to begin with. And he just that empty feeling, you know, because of Wanderer's story. So it's extremely fulfilling to me to be here 3 years later now and seeing how developed his story is become since then. That he's now made this life for himself. He's been hanging out in Sumeru, in the Vahumana Darshan, completing his studies, making friends, kinda. The whole Simulanka adventure, being with Mini Durin. Just seeing him find a place in this world again filled that void that I really feel his story left in my heart afterwards. And that's been really fulfilling for me as a player, just continuing on this journey, and for whom Wanderer's story personally means so much to me. It's really nice to see him, you know, have that life after that turning point. That sort of representation of this is a new beginning. It's not just the end. Because in the moment, when you're starting on a journey, you mostly feel the ending of the previous one more than the beginning of the new one. Now that so much has happened, I can really enjoy this new journey he's on. And that's really special. Anyway, how's it going? We've missed you.
Good to see you again, Mr. Guy.
Don't call him.
I believe
Don't
we last
call
saw
him
each other on the
Mr.
boat
Guy.
ride here.
It's Mr. Hat Guy to you. So they came to Nod-Krai together. Oh, that's what we saw in the Song of the Welkin Moon teaser with Alice and Albedo and Wanderer together.
Mind you, the only reason I came here is because there's someone I want to look into.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Oh, Paimon.
The Doctor, also known as Dottore, second of the Fatui Harbingers.
Yeah, you should know this, Paimon. You came on that whole adventure with us. Oh, I am so looking forward to Wanderer versus Dottore in their Great battle. You took everything from me. I don't even know who you are. Well, you will. I have been long awaiting this for years and years. And now we will finally see what exactly he does. I mean, here's the thing is, most definitely this story is so complex. It's definitely going to be a lot more than Wanderer just ripping Dotori to shreds. As much as we don't like to see that, the story is going to be a lot more complicated than that, I can tell you. So I'm hoping they handle it well. Because obviously, as you can tell, this is quite a touchy subject for some of us. Please let him get his vengeance so he can move on with his life. Just as I thought.
From the tone of your voice, it sounds like there's bad blood between you.
Yeah, you could say that.
I was reviewing our archives and noticed that a lot of information about him was missing. Left a bad taste in my mouth. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. Is that what you wrote on your application form to apply for leave?
Dottore, or Zondik, as he was then known, once studied at the academia, but he got kicked out before
I think
he could
that's
graduate.
the first direct, complete, non-ambiguous confirmation that Dottore and Zandik are the same person, even though it was been heavily implied for a very long time, and was pretty much almost confirmed in the previous Sumeru event. Yeah, I can tell you've been using that university library very well. Zandik? I've heard that name before. Back in the ruins when the Ibis King mentioned that student. That was the doctor? Thank you for putting stuff together, Ether.
So the Harbinger's #2 man is a college dropout? How embarrassing for them.
You know what? You know what? Varka is so right. He's just so right. What? Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Dottori's all high and mighty, but more than the fact that he's... I mean, not just the fact that he's a college dropout, because, you know, there's a lot of smart people in our universe, too, who are college dropouts. But just because in Dottori's situation, that implies with it the baggage of being shunned by society because he was such an unethical person. Nobody could stomach being around him.
Last we heard, he was planning something. We actually heard that a few times before, even coming to Nod-Krai. But we haven't seen a trace of him since we got here.
He only appears when something interests him. For all we know, he might have left already.
Okay, but you're still pinning your hopes on him being here.
But the fact he did something here at all is worth noting. It'll fill a couple extra lines in his file.
Yeah. Yeah, that was... I'm sure you'll be able to justify that to the academia. This is the reason why I came all the way to Nod-Krai and probably had to get a ton of funding for this. Of course, we know the reason why he's here.
Why does it sound less like a file you're writing and more like a criminal record?
Hey, you know, some people just leave that type of mark on history. You know?
Anyway, we were just about to meet 2 of the other Harbingers. Want to come along? You might learn a thing or two about him there.
Oh my gosh. This is gonna be so funny to me. This is going to be so funny to me. You don't understand.
Sure.
Even though they're harbingers, well, they're old acquaintances of ours, so, you know, when you talk to them, try to be...
Look, Paimon. I'm certain that he has this figured out. I am positive he knows what he's doing when he's talking to these people. Don't you forget.
I got it.
The Frost Moon Scion's relations with the Fatui remain tense. Forgive me if I do not attend.
In that case, we'll continue assisting Miss Alice with her experiments.
Good stuff. Everyone's having a fruitful time. All right, we better get going. I'll lead the way.
Okay, I'm gonna just go. Hey, Wanderer! Are you here for revenge?
Well, yeah. That's obviously part of it. But I'm not the only one who has a score to settle with him. Neither you, nor Lesser Lord Kusanali, nor I want to see him meddling with things again.
Yes, that's for sure. He's hurt a lot of people. I truly, truly will enjoy seeing him gone. Oh, we didn't get to see Wander and Durin talk very much. Don't worry, I'm sure there'll be more of that later. Fair enough. One other thing. When we return, let's talk about Columbina.
What's the hurry?
She's gone?
Don't worry. Pigeons always know which way home is.
Do you mean doves? Because she's the little dove? I guess a dove is a nice pigeon, isn't it? Well, you seem strangely confident about that, so you know what? You know way more than you let on all the time, so I'ma just take your word for it.
You made it. Who is this?
Okay, I'm gonna try really hard not to just giggle the whole time and laugh.
A scholar from Sumeru. They call him Hat Guy. He's an old friend of the Travelers.
Yep, old friends.
Wait, this is the academia representative you wrote about? He doesn't exactly look the part.
Okay, I love Columbina just being here too. Once again, I like that she's not just standing there, that she's like pacing around and stuff.
I believe this will prove my identity. You'll notice it bears the seal of the Sanctuary of Surasthana.
Well, what do you know? So it does. All right then. My mistake.
Yeah. He's a special envoy, even.
It's fine. I expected as much.
What?
So as I mentioned in my letter, the Academia's got its eyes on Dottore. But this matter remains top secret. Apart from those assisting in the investigation, the fewer people who know, the better.
If anyone asks, I'm here in Nod-Krai to pursue my personal academic interests.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Gotta say, Marka, you did pretty well to keep all this under wraps for so long. Sounds like you got in touch with the academia about this way back.
You flatter me.
So, you're all harbingers. What reason would you have to disclose information about Dottore?
Where do I even start? Remember that time we fought Rerir at Star Sand Shoal? He sure let me have it then, didn't he? I'll bet Dottore had that all sketched out, with me as his convenient little pawn.
Oh yeah, for sure. He was definitely sitting somewhere, watching this all on a TV with popcorn.
He could not care less about us if he tried, but hey! The feeling's mutual.
Does Dottore really strike you as the sort who values his relationships with his colleagues?
No.
Fair point. Definitely not.
Which is why I always keep my guard up whenever he starts making suspicious moves. To that extent, our motivations align. On top of which, I consider you trustworthy people.
See, it's one thing to not care about your colleagues or what they're doing. It's another thing to not like them as much as these two don't like Dottore. So we can definitely be assured they're on our side. See, Dottore has made a lot of enemies. Indeed, he will just stand back and watch you all suffer for his amusement as long as he's learning something from it. There's some data he's gathering from witnessing all of this. And on top of that, I believe it's mentioned somewhere in the lore that back when the House of the Hearth was run by the old Arlecchino, Crusabena, the evil orphanage lady, she would send kids to him to experiment on. So I can tell, indeed, that lines up with how much we don't like him. But that also gives Arlecchino here, this Arlecchino, definitely tons of reason not to like him either.
Now, back on topic. In the wake of the Reikir of Solnari episode, Sandrone and I grew suspicious about Dottore's complete inaction during the entire affair. So we tried to find out what he'd been up to, but unfortunately to no avail.
Well, that's not good.
He never lets anyone in on his plans. The more he cares about something, the more secretive he gets.
Spoken from first-hand experience.
Indeed. Perhaps he believes that by keeping a low profile, he can avoid trouble. But that trick isn't going to work on his colleagues.
Yeah, I mean, he's been researching the ancient moon's remnants. And he's been trying to get his paws on the moon marrows. Only an idiot would believe he doesn't have something more planned.
In fact, knowing that, I'm surprised he is taking his time talking to Arlecchino about it. Because you'd think he'd try to sway her now that she has the iridescent moon marrow, right? You'd think. As distasteful as that is, you'd think he'd try it, right?
With this in mind, I returned to Snezhnaya and relayed my thoughts to Her Majesty the Tsaritsa, entreating her to have him recalled.
Okay.
That's pretty direct. Did the Tsaritsa agree?
Yes. I made it abundantly clear that the Fatui's business in Nod-Krai is almost concluded, and we do not need 3 harbingers in this territory. Her Majesty concurred.
Good news for us, I guess? Question mark?
Accordingly, Dottore has returned at her orders. I imagine he is continuing with experiments, which no one besides he would ever have any interest in.
Common sense might mean nothing to him, but he's not stupid. He knows that no good can come from opposing the Tsaritsa.
Yeah, I think that summarizes his character, like, in a single text box.
Smarts alone won't get him all the way. He needs
Maybe
the
not showing the
Rooster's
depth of the
resources
unethical
and
side.
Regulator's Mora, both of which the Tsaritsa can strip from him by waggling a finger.
But doesn't he have a track record of publicly following orders while going against them in private? He probably has it down to a fine
Oh, he's
art
trying
by now.
so hard not to pretend he doesn't know stuff.
Wouldn't put it past him. We worked together on a research project once. Only briefly. But it was enough to show me that we're fundamentally different people. He has no interest in doing things methodically, stage by stage. His thoughts jump all over the place, and the moment his curiosity is satisfied, or he gets the results he wants, he disappears.
Yep, can confirm.
The only similarity we share is that once we set our minds on doing something, we will see it done, whatever it takes.
Alright, well that doesn't bode well for us.
Well, we definitely saw some of that in your battle with Rerir. You got so competitive.
Yeah.
Ugh, do not remind me.
Sorry.
Then I believe we all concur. Dottore will not simply give up.
Fantastic. Now this is turning into a whole day of unpleasant memories. Ugh.
Are you talking about the moon marrow stuff?
He also strikes me as the kind of person to disregard experimental regulations, ruin all the equipment, and go way over budget. Then leave the first person he can find to deal with the fallout.
Oh yeah. He strikes me as that kind of person. Yeah.
Exactly. This one time,
Sandroni's like, wow, you know him so well, Mr. Researcher.
Exploded. But does he care? No. He orders his subordinates to open the device so he can observe the results, which causes the gas inside to leak out.
I know, he's an awful person. Like, let's be clear here, in case I have not made it clear. Dottore is probably the most, like, despicable, sadistic, evil, purely malicious character in the entire game.
That gas was poisonous. If I hadn't been there, who knows how many people might have died. And after all that, he left. While I was still cleaning up after his mess.
Columbina's there.
What a waste of time, he said.
I know, he is awful.
Waste of time? The nerve! He wasted my time!
If only she knew Columbina was poking at her face right now.
You've been bottling that up for a while, huh?
It's okay. Let it out. You're here with us, the Dottore Haters Club. Feel free to speak your mind.
Hat guy, I must say, you seem awfully familiar with internal Fatui affairs. Especially when it comes to Dottore.
Oh yeah, he's just so good at his research.
Thank you, Lady Harbingers, for providing such valuable information. I have no other questions for now, so I'll be on my way.
Wait, what? You're just gonna leave?
Yeah, he's just gonna leave.
You're welcome to join if you want.
Alright, I was giggling the
I
whole
thought
time.
he finally mellowed out.
Well, he can't really risk being here, despite the fact that they don't remember him. He is drawing suspicion to himself by asking peculiarly specific questions.
He makes quite the impression.
I'll say. I've met tons of headstrong people, but not many of them would join me in bad-mouthing the Torre. Anyway, back to the main agenda. Barca, you said that Columbina has gone missing? Or rather, disappeared.
Yeah. We're working on building a connection between her and this world. The simplest method is to find out her real name.
I've actually asked her that question before, but she said she didn't know. Considering our relationship, I doubt she was lying to me.
Yeah. She could have just given you a pseudonym. What did she do while she was with the Fatui?
As far as I recall, she was never dispatched by Her Majesty to claim a gnosis or anything like that.
Well, that's exactly what Columbina said too.
The Tsaritsa's plans had long contained a place specifically for her.
I always thought that was weird. What could she do that the rest of us couldn't? Knowing what we do now, it's probably something related to Kavaki, right? More than likely. When she first arrived, Columbina would often go to Her Majesty and ask when she could start the task assigned to her. But Her Majesty always gave the same reply. The time has not yet come. So she spent her days in Snezhnaya doing basically nothing.
Aww.
The Tsaritsa has summoned a beautiful blind maiden to be a harbinger, giving her the third seat by virtue only of her enchanting voice.
Aww.
It was a dumb and stupid rumor, but the reality of the situation made it hard to refute.
And what happened after that?
I imagine she stopped caring. She no longer seemed to care why she had been recruited, and Her Majesty never gave her any missions, so she just continued to sing in the flower garden.
Oh, that still sounds like a very tragically purposeless life.
For my part, I was busy. So busy, in fact, that watching someone be that idle had me fuming. But still, I got the sense that she had long been used to a life of other people claiming she was needed when she wasn't.
I just felt that having a place to stay would cost me something eventually.
And it sounds like it did.
And so I waited quietly for the day that I would have to pay the price.
And on the other end of that spectrum, you had me. Someone once told me that I had the lousiest work and the toughest luck. That's a good way of putting it. I forget who said it, but those words have always stuck with me.
Sounds like something Wanderer would say. No wonder. Wait, you're right. That is so true. He's been erased from memory, but not the things that he actually did. So it makes sense. Random quotes would still linger in people's memories. They're just no longer attributed to anyone. Wait, that's actually kind of funny.
But you've done your job exceptionally well all this time. Because at heart, you are a conscientious person.
Thank you for telling us all this.
What is it? Something come to mind?
It's nothing. I'm just even more eager to learn her name now. I want to shout it to her from the rooftops. Aw, Ether!
That makes sense. Nothing screams "you are needed" like your name shouted from across the town.
That's so sweet of him, honestly.
Well, good luck with it. But if you ask me, Columbina is still the most shoutable name.
It certainly is shoutable by you.
I'm just so used to it now. After all the arguments we've had, I can't be bothered trying to remember another name for her.
Nor I.
Sandrone. Harlequino.
You chat further about some interesting moments from Columbina's past. Huh?
It's
Sealy!
Sealy! Does that mean Nicole has news for
Thank you, Paimon, for putting two and two together very quickly.
Ladies, I thank you for your hospitality. If the chance ever comes up, I definitely owe you both a drink sometime.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will.
You can make your own way out. Heck, you've been here enough times, you probably know your way around better than I do.
Take care, everyone. We'll be in touch if the situation changes.
Okay, time to do what adventurers do best. Follow that Sealy!
Follow that Sealy. There have been suspiciously few Sealies in the last couple nations we've been to. Natlan and Nod-Krai. Suspiciously few Sealies. In fact, the only Sealies that have appeared, durin perspective, have been when angels have been on screen, basically. Durin, this is
Here you are.
quite a large... I love how he flew in. You saw him drop from the sky, right? This is quite the phantom you found. This is incredibly large. The long-awaited Wanderer and Durin reunited.
That guy.
How come you're back so soon? Did things go all right with the Fatui?
Fine. Dotori's been summoned home by the Tsaritsa. Couldn't get much more than that. How about you? Any progress with the investigation?
Unfortunately not. We've tried everything. Different phantoms, different locations, different points in history. But the results are the same each time.
Abyssal monsters roaming the land. People crying out in despair, with no hope of being rescued.
Every time I see it, I can't help but think, is this what it was like in Mondstadt when Dragonspine Durin attacked?
Aww. Yeah, it probably was.
And if I fail in the task I've been given, will I create yet another tragedy?
Oh, Durin. It won't be your fault.
That's just meaningless speculation.
Yeah.
When we encountered similar phenomena previously, I tried to interfere with those illusions, using sounds and lights to guide them.
This is just so surreal. You know, last time in Simulanka, it was like, oh my gosh, Wanderer and Albedo are meeting finally. And now just to see the three of them here in Nod-Krai working together. Like, these are, like, definitely Wanderer and Albedo are characters. I definitely wanted them to be friends. And now we have Durin here too. It's just like, this is just the best group ever.
However, we could not change their fates. At most, we were able to extend their existences.
The events of the past are like fate that has been written into Irminsul. There isn't a living thing in Teyvat that can escape its past.
Well, except for...
But Miss Alice instructed us to try to find ways to change the outcome that these phantoms face.
That's the experiment? That sounds like quite a tall order.
It's an impossible task. Can't you just refuse?
You don't... Dude, you gotta understand. One does not simply refuse an order by Miss Alice.
Since she asked us to do this, I feel like it can't truly be impossible. Or if it is, well, mages can make the impossible possible.
That's true. Although then, why would she leave that to you guys instead of doing it herself? Seeing how this really seems to be above our, you know, level of understanding of magic.
I could not have been born as Durin otherwise.
But you also said that your past 39 attempts were fruitless.
That's true.
But you're still going.
Yes.
After this many futile attempts, surely you realize that you're not doing this because you still believe what some mage told you. It's because you want her hypothesis to come true. It's something you wish for deep inside. So, think for yourself about what you want to do. As long as you don't believe it's futile, it isn't.
I love how endearing he is towards Durin. Like, he seems so, like, annoyed, or, you know, like, I don't want to talk to you with everybody else. But with Durin, he's just, like, he takes care of Durin, you know? He's still, you see, for me, Durin is still mini Durin in my eyes. And I think it's the same way for Wanderer, too. That this is still mini Durin for him.
Previous experience indicates that we cannot touch the phantoms, which limits the effectiveness of our interventions. If we want to clear this hurdle, we need to break this rule somehow.
Same thought here. Following the same rules means repeating the same failures. Reducing ourselves to mere playthings of fate.
Dude, I love this group so much.
So you mean we need to figure out a way to make contact with them despite knowing that we can't?
Yes, and I suspect that's something only you are capable of. Everything in Teyvat is logged in Irminsul, but the withering that once occurred in Sumeru was a sign that the Great World Tree was being corrupted.
That's right.
This corruption allowed things that should not have existed in Teyvat to appear. This is tantamount to rewriting reality to an extent.
You're saying abyssal power might be able to affect those phantoms?
No one's ever tried it before. If you're gonna try it, it'll take courage. And you have to be confident that you can control it.
Is anyone there? Has anyone seen my daughter? She's missing. I have to find her. I hear someone inside. Spargana? Are you in there?
These are Hyperboreans. Uh-oh.
If I can use my abyssal powers to warn him that there is danger here, maybe it'll change his decision. Maybe he'll stay away.
Yes. The important thing is not the nature of the power, but rather how you use it.
Yeah. And we believe in you, Durin, all of us here. Because we know that the power of the Abyss can be scary, but it can be controlled, and you have a good heart. So I trust you, and I know that you're not going to let it get out of control.
To intimidate and obstruct. Sounds about right for the Abyss.
Well, let me try. I should be able to influence that thing.
Oh, Durin?
Have you seen a little girl?
Make use of the stone pillars.
What? This isn't
Which stone pillars?
Just run!
These ones?
I hear someone inside. Spargana? Are you in there?
Durin can use the power of the Abyss to affect the world in which the Phantom is located. For example, using it on a stone pillar will create a barrier with the Intimidate and Obstruct attributes, which in turn will affect the choices and actions of the human Phantom. Oh my gosh, Durin! You're going to change all of these people's stories.
What is this? It's dangerous. I should get out of here.
What next? He made a different choice.
He really left. Ha! We did
We
it!
did it, Durin! Durin, I'm so proud of you!
Don't celebrate too soon. Follow him. See what he does next.
Yeah, let's see, is this one of those things where, like, if you change his fate, he'll still find a way to die today, kind of thing? Uh-oh.
Monsters approaching from the front. You need to stop them and create an opportunity for him to hide.
Ah! What am I doing here?
No, there's monsters ahead.
Yeah, we did it! Oh, make it possible? Do it. Oh, I can't attack them. Okay, now... Okay, that didn't help. That didn't help at all. You need to get out of there so I can put the thing in... Okay, I see what I need to do. But I just didn't do it. We need to trap the
Monsters
Phantom
approaching
in the
from
box.
front. You need to stop them and create an opportunity for him to hide.
Okay, so how do we stop him from going into the box? You know what I mean? Okay, not that way.
Help me!
We need to... Okay.
Monsters
I need
approaching
to
from the
understand the
front.
pattern of
You
how
need
the
to stop
guy
them
moves and
create
how
an
the
opportunity
Phantom
for him
moves.
to hide.
I think we need to set up this wall first. Okay, whatever you don't go
There's monsters ahead.
into Okay.
Wait, is that the barrier I saw earlier? Why is it appearing now?
Durin, you're
Is this
changing the
something to
past.
control it?
Oh, we saved this guy.
The monsters are gone. Is it safe now?
You're free. You're alive. Wait, Durin, this is so beautiful.
Ew.
With the music and everything.
Odd. Anyway, I guess I'll keep going.
Quickly, let's keep up.
Wonder is so encouraging.
Wait, there was someone else here? Don't go any further. We've got anti-monster traps laid out everywhere.
Make use of
But my daughter
explosives.
must just be up ahead. I have to go.
Okay, we're following him.
This way's blocked.
Explosives? There we go. What, he can't activate that himself? Okay, so we want to
We might
explode
be able
that.
to use the explosives over there,
Yeah,
but we need
move,
to take care
dude,
not to hurt
please.
him.
Okay, create a barrier. I see that. Oh, there we go.
I'll use the barrier to keep him at a safe distance.
This barrier seems to be helping me somehow.
Oh, Durin, you're gonna save this guy's life.
Hey, hey, wake up! Oh, no good. Gotta keep moving ahead.
Huh? Oh no.
Many.
So many monsters out
Monsters.
here. Durin.
There's still a chance, Durin. Use the traps.
Oh my gosh. No, I'm not gonna let you die here. Ah, Durin. Go, Durin. Oh, there's so many more. What? No, no. Oh, that was a close one. Where next? Ah! Okay, that scared me. Did we do it? We did it!
This is a new development. I've never seen this happen before. We might just be able to save this person.
Oh my gosh, Durin. We're so proud of you.
Hello there. Have you seen my daughter? Spargana's her name. She's carrying a large backpack.
Get out while you still can, you fool. You won't find any survivors here.
But I can't just leave her here. She must be so scared right now.
Sorry. Wish I could help, but I haven't seen her. You'll just have to keep looking.
Okay,
Aw.
thank you. If I do
She
find
might
her,
already be
I'll get
gone.
her to shelter and come back for you.
Don't bother. I've got nowhere left to go.
Oh no, more monsters.
What's that noise?
Ah,
Monster!
No, if he goes inside, he'll be walking into a trap. Let's try this once more. This time, we have to stop him.
okay. The rescue has reached a dead end. All that can be done is to wait for another chance. Okay, was that supposed to happen? There you go.
Why? How will I know where Spargana's gone like this?
Dude,
You know what? I'll trust this strange barrier.
thank you.
It's gotten me this far.
I'm like,
after
you
all.
won't be able to save her if you're dead. Okay, what about talking to these people?
What? What's this? Spargana, are you there?
Well, all of you are safe here. Oh no. So many people died here. Okay, well, I'm already ahead of you. I mean, I already did it, so... I guess he knows not to go in there. Where to next? We're changing the past somehow.
Huh? That looks like one of my daughter's books. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it's one of hers for sure. That's her name on it right there. She left her backpack here.
Uh-oh. No!
Durin, just like last time. Use the explosives.
I'm just still not used to hearing Wanderer like this. But I can tell he feels just like me. It's just... We're just so, like, endeared to Durin. Like... He's just... We're proud of him. Precious little child that he is in our eyes. No, get it, please. Come on. Are you sure there's enough explosives for that many monsters?
It won't work. There's not enough left. If he makes it in, he'll die. But then, this clue could be the key to him finding his daughter.
It might not be the only one. Better he misses that clue than loses his life.
I guess so.
Maybe. But are you worried that this might be one of those stories where no matter what you do...
Stop him, Durin! We can't let him get any further in.
No matter what you do, you can't change
It's my
fate?
daughter's book! She's passed this way! Why? Why won't you let me go in? I've searched and searched and searched just for this! But how will I find her without any clues?
I think that he's still gonna die anyway.
I no longer have anywhere else to go.
No. Guys, I think this is one of those stories where you can't alter their fate. He's destined to die today, no matter what.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, Durin.
He refuses to go anywhere else. Whether he opens this door or not, all that awaits him now is death. We couldn't change his fate.
Maybe... I'm hoping maybe that's the answer that Alice wanted us to find?
Albedo? Hat guy? Let's try one more time. I don't know how we're gonna do this, but I don't want to give up either.
Oh, you guys...
Why am I here? What's going on? All these scenes running through my head. Where are they from?
What?
Huh? What's going on?
Are you somehow seeing us? Oh, indeed.
His reactions have changed.
How many times have I... What's happening to me? Huh? Wait. Who are you?
Oh my gosh! We made it so one of the phantoms can finally see us! And connect with us and converse with us!
You can see us now?
I feel like I always could, but that I only just realized you were there. I'm sorry, I don't know how to describe what I'm feeling.
I imagine you wouldn't be able to.
But you were the ones guiding me using that marked barrier, right?
Yeah.
I haven't done anything yet, but those monsters, those deaths, they feel like memories. Like things I really did experience. I won't find my daughter. In fact, I'll ultimately die trying to find her. Isn't that right?
That looks like the case, yes.
Well, no, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
You too.
Even so, we're trying to find a way out of this.
Aww. I love the compare and contrast between, you know, hopeful, innocent, naive little Durin, and of course, Wanderer, who's jaded by many years of experiences. Aw, that was so funny to me. No, it isn't. Yes, it is.
You've not seen my daughter either, have you?
No.
It seems she really isn't here.
No.
I'm sorry we couldn't help you.
I'm just tired. Maybe this is destiny. Maybe it doesn't matter how hard I search. How long do I have left?
Experience says 15 to 20 minutes.
Thanks for being so upfront.
15 to 20. Thank you for all your help. Let's rest a while. You look exhausted too.
Now's not the time for you to start pitying us.
Yeah, we're actually fine. You're the one who's going to die. It's like when we were trapped in the Samsara during the Sub-Zero's festival, and eventually after one of the cycles, Nahida was able to finally break through to us and make us remember all the previous cycles.
It's not pity. I'm just realizing that I've only got 10 or so minutes left. You know?
Aww. Yeah. It's sad to know you don't have that much time left.
You say you're from Mondstadt, yes? A place with windmills, where people enjoy limitless freedom? And you're from Sumeru, where they've built an academy into a giant tree?
Yeah.
Yes. It seems you've never heard of either place.
That's because I think both of them were created long after the time of Hyperborea.
Those names are unknown to me, I'm afraid. Yes. Have you heard of Hyperborea?
I have, but I heard that it was destroyed in the distant past.
Yeah.
I see. That was where my ancestors once lived. What about Delphi Pytho? Was it later rebuilt?
Oh my gosh, this guy's dropping so much lore!
I've never heard that name.
I've never heard that name.
Then what about Salvindaknir?
We have heard that name.
I have seen that name on stone tablets on Dragonspine. But I'm afraid the only things left of that place are its ruins.
Yes.
I see. Sure enough, there was no way to turn this around, huh? I'm sorry. I was the one who asked to chat, but it seems like we're too many ages apart. There's barely any common ground to start from.
Oh, I mean, you know what? It's actually amazing and fascinating. We still speak the same language. That we're still able to communicate after all. And this is fascinating stuff we're learning about here. And most importantly, that there's any common ground that we have with people 6,000 years ago. I mean, if nothing else, that desire to save oneself and to protect your loved ones. I mean, there's something beautiful in that, isn't there? That thousands of years separate us, but we're still connected by that same kind of desire.
It's all right. We did hear something new, at least.
From how you speak of your lives, things must be going all right for you, I guess.
I guess.
They are. Mondstadt is a place of freedom and happiness. There's a lot of good people in the church and the Knights of Favonius, and even outsiders find that it's an easy place to feel at home.
Yeah.
We have festivals a few times a year. Everyone gets together to drink, sing, and be merry.
Yes.
Sumeru is a lot more uptight. Not really the kind of place where you can relax. It's a nation fraught with problems wherever you look. But if all you want in life is to seek knowledge, I guess it's pretty much paradise.
That's wonderful.
Aww.
In other words, after this all-devouring black tide passed, humanity did not merely avoid extinction, but rose to build prosperous civilizations anew.
Yeah. Maybe this is the key then to changing fate. Maybe we cannot save this man's life. But if we're talking about these things with him, we make it so he doesn't have to die in fear and pain and regret. You see? In all those previous instances, he was surrounded by the monsters. He died a very sad death. Not peaceful death. Here, though, I think he might be at peace knowing that after this disaster passes, civilization will still continue on. In fact, you almost wish you could tell that to the people who lived during all the disasters that fell upon this world, and our own too. That somehow civilization is still gonna persist and find a way somehow to be fair and prosperous. And it might not be the same in every place, and it might not happen right away. But so far the world hasn't ended yet, right? And maybe if there's nothing else we can change in this man's life, that tiny bit of hope that there will be a brighter tomorrow even if he doesn't get to see it, maybe that's all we can offer him.
I mean, I can see you all right now. That must mean the future isn't a total mess, right?
I guess not.
That's true.
Well, time's almost up. Let's part ways, I think. Might be best if you don't waste too much time on me.
Aww.
The chances are slim, I know, but I'd like to spend these last few minutes looking for Spargana. If things work out, I'd love to tell her about what I've heard. May we meet again. Well, or not, most probably. In that case, may your wishes come true.
Thank you, sir. How interesting.
He's gone. In a few minutes, he will meet the end that was his to begin with. The ending of this tale did not change, but I believe that we've just made the most progress we have yet.
Yes. I think you changed this man's outlook on life.
May your wishes come true. If only it were so simple.
Hat guy, could I ask you a question? You've never talked about your past. It seems complicated, and it weighs heavily on you, too.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to tell me about it? I mean, sometimes it's better to get things out in the open. Take that guy we try to help, for instance. At least he said goodbye with a smile, right?
Yeah. I guess you're right. I guess Wanderer has never shared his past with anybody except those who already know it.
I know about Albedo's past. Our experiences are very similar, and he created me. As for you, you're my first friend, and you've witnessed every step I've taken. But by comparison, I know nothing about you.
That's true. Once again, I just love the way the characters with tails, the way their tail curls around when they sit down.
Either way, I mean, we're still best friends. But if I knew more
best
about
friends.
you, I might understand your thoughts a bit better.
I've told you about myself. I'm a student at the academia.
And what did you do before that?
Prepared for the entrance exam?
You're so silly.
All right. If you really don't want to talk about it, I won't press you any further.
I was a puppet built from the branches of a white tree, using technology left behind by the Conrian schools of mechanical engineering.
Whoa, you're actually talking about it?
A white tree? You mean an Irminsul tree?
Yes, a branch of Irminsul that was once connected to the main tree.
So you had a human creator too?
Yeah, but my creator abandoned me after deciding that I was a failure. After that...
Oh my gosh, is he actually gonna share his story with Durin? Oh, Scaramouche!
Durin. Resisting the influence of the Abyss, suppressing the urge to destroy, trying to do the right thing. None of these things are easy, but no matter how hard they are, trying to rewrite past wrongs is far harder. You asked me if you would create a new tragedy if you failed. I told you there was no point speculating about that, but the real answer is, yes, you absolutely will.
Aww.
That guy.
But at least you've got people here to help steer you away from the wrong path. So, just keep aiming towards the light.
Aww. Seeing the connection between Wanderer and Durin and their whole journey together has just been very endearing. Because that's what I mean, is Wanderer takes care of Durin, and a large part of that is because he sees part of himself in Durin, and he sees the chance to make sure that Durin doesn't go down that same kind of dark path that he did. And once again, I just think back to how gracefully Nahida guided Wanderer on that path of trying to find himself and understand himself. When he made his choice to try to erase himself from Irminsul, that whole journey brought him to the conclusion that no matter what you do, you cannot erase your past or who you were, because who you were made you who you are today. Who you are today might not be a beautiful existence, but nonetheless, it's you. And ever since meeting Durin in Simulanka, I see now Wanderer trying to guide Durin just like Nahida guided him. But even with Wanderer and Durin, it's even more personal, you know, that story of rejection, of not belonging in this world, of all the dark, horrible things you can do when you are just so beaten down and made to feel worthless. He knows all of that, and he doesn't want Durin to go down that same path. And just how beautiful the story is in terms of... I think that's really one of the most fulfilling parts of Wanderer's arc, most of all. Going back to what I was saying before about getting to feel fulfilled by seeing Wanderer make something of his new life after the empty feeling of what was left after he had erased his old one. I think the most fulfilling thing I've gotten to witness is getting to see him have that insight into his own life and to essentially guide his best friend into making sure he doesn't make the same mistakes again. I think there's something really special. There's really something really special about getting to see him pass on his wisdom like that. I'm just really happy. It brings closure to the self that felt so lost and in despair after playing Wanderer's Archon Quest 3 years ago. Knowing that he now has this fulfilling role in somebody else's life to make sure that they can live a much happier life and know that they are in control, that they don't have to go down the same dark path. Yeah, it's just really nice to see. It's just really validating and puts my heart at ease, I think. Yeah.
I will. I promise.
All right, break time's over.
Oh? Dodo?
Hello? Durin speaking.
Hello, friends, it's me! What have you been up to, I'm detecting some unmistakable fluctuations here at the border.
Did we do it? Did we change fate?
The amplitude isn't particularly high, but they're completely different signals from the ones before. And the scale is comparable to those I've detected previously.
Alice, we were unable to save that person. However, he appears to have retained a portion of the memories gained through that cycle, and was able to hold a conversation with us.
Yeah.
I see. Well, that is rather odd indeed. It definitely merits further attention. Could I trouble you to keep trying the same approach? I need to gather some more data. Counting on you. I should probably have Nicole come and check this out as well.
Durin's tail is going through the chair. Oh, a Nocturne of the far north. Wow. Once again, just... That's such a fun trio. I like the... Oh, we're not done.